Good evening and welcome to the Crystal City Dinner of the Project Management Institute of Washington, D.C. That's a fantastic place to be, and you're in it. This is the second time this year. Am I mistaken, or is that correct? We had February, April. So the good news is tonight you're going to get to keep eating because I just got the official word on the announcements that my official list of announcements are items for announcement. There are no new sustaining sponsors, so we have nothing to cheer for them. There are no dinner sponsors, so I have nothing to announce there. And therefore, there are no sponsor giveaways. So I'd like to thank you for coming. And I would like to announce only one more thing before I bring up membership, who does have sponsor information to talk to you about, rather. One is I do want to welcome the new members as well. I've talked to one of the tables there. But the one announcement I will give you is the next Crystal City dinner is on June 5th, which is a Thursday, I'm told. So Thursday, June 5th is the next time you get to take a Metro accessible dinner with us. And so I know you're looking forward to that. April 15th, which is a Tuesday, is the next chapter meeting and chapter dinner out at Fairview. So I'll look forward to seeing some of you there that might want to make that trek out there, but I'm glad you're able to make the trek down here. So with that, I'll turn it over to membership, Bob.
Thank you, Kento. Hi, my name is Bob Clanacorn. I'm the Assistant Vice President for Retention. In other words, if you're not happy with this, something in the chapter, let me know, because if you're not happy, you're not going to renew. So I need to know that, and so we can fix that problem, okay? So some of the announcements. First of all, a lot of you hopefully stopped by the bookstore this evening. If you haven't, please stop by and visit the bookstore. A lot of books there on project management and other things you can actually look at, buy. We started it a couple years ago, and it's been very successful, and we'd like to keep making it, help keep being a success. So please stop and visit the bookstore. Reston PM. How many people live out in Reston, Herndon, out in that direction? Nobody, okay. Well, if you're interested in a PM after hours, the next one we have is in Reston. There's another one that's coming up in a different location, but the Reston one will be at April 23rd in Reston. You can sign up on our website. We also have FOSSE, or FOSSE, however you say that, Federal Office Systems Expo, May 13th and 15th. Because PMI is a sponsor of that, you can get in for free. Before, you had to pay a cost, but you can get in for free. And we will be there in presence supporting that effort. So feel free to stop by the PMI WDC booth and say hello. We also have a golf tournament. How many people here like golf? Oh, a couple people, okay. June 9th is our golf tournament. It's going to be at Pleasant Valley. Okay, once again, you can check online at our website for details on that. And the next thing, how many people here went to PM Symposium last year? Okay, a few more people. Good, good. September 26th, put this down in your calendar. September 26th, Fridays at the JW Marriott in DC. If you haven't got an email already about that, you should, especially if you registered last year. For those of you who registered last year, we are giving you an opportunity to register at last year's prices before it goes up. And I don't know when, but it will be significantly more expensive. So please, and for those of you who did not attend PM Symposium, it was once a success. We actually were turning people away. And so that's why we went to JW Marriott. So now I want to actually ask the new members to stand, if you could. Let's give them a round of applause. Okay. Thank you for coming, and actually, as a show of appreciation, if Chris could come up here with the prize, because they were all entered into a drawing, and so we will give you a nice little prize. Kenneth, come on down. You're the next contestant. Oh, sorry, wrong show. And this is very small prize. It's a USB thumb drive. Okay? No problem. And because I'm in cybersecurity, I will tell you that was scanned and there was no viruses on it. So you're safe, okay? Okay. Now, now I want to ask, is there anyone who recently got a PMP or a PMG, PGMP or CAMP, any project management certification? Anyone? Okay, well then moving right along here. Is there any employers here with looking for a position, looking for people, talent? Any employers? Okay, well then it's even shorter. So with that, I will let you go back to eating your dinner, and then we'll have our speaker come up here. So thank you very much, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Hey, there you are. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to break my rule tonight because normally I do this on paper, and I'm going to be a techie guy tonight and use an iPad to read this, which is going to be interesting. Anyway, my name is Lance Holland. I'm the Assistant Vice President for Programs for the chapter. I run the PM Tools program for Fairview Park, so some of you may have seen me over there. And before we get started, I did want to make a quick introduction. Tonight, Leslie Hill, please stand, Leslie. Leslie Hill is here. She's going to be the new volunteer that's going to be running this event. So you're going to see much more of her. Thank you. So tonight, I get to do this. Next time, she gets to do it. So, while we're at it, if anybody does have speaker recommendations, one of the things I do in the chapter is I coordinate speakers across the chapter. If you have anybody that you want to pass, a name to, pass a name for, please let me know, because I'm always looking for good speakers. Tonight we're going to hear from Dave Gerber, and Dave is the president of Synergy Development and Training. Dave is not only a business owner, consultant, leadership coach, trainer, and author. He is an expert on how humans develop and has worked with over 15,000 individuals at every level of the organization chart. At his company, Synergy Development and Training, Dave has traveled the country to work with thousands of leaders, project managers, specialists, and their teams in organizations such as NASA, SAIC, PMI, you know them, EPA, Mantech, Dominion Power, BAE Systems, other government agencies, and the intelligence community. He's authored 3 books on conflict and leadership, with a recent project release of a chapter written in a book with Ken Blanchard and Deepak Chopra. Dave is a leadership program director for AKMI. He's been an adjunct professor and been interviewed on television and radio, and has had a variety of personal experiences that have turned into best practices and support for his clients of all kinds. Dave has a BS from Ithaca College in sociology and an MS from St. Joseph's University, and 10 postgraduate certificates from Georgetown, George Mason, Notre Dame, Villanova, in subjects such as executive leadership, leadership coaching, conflict negotiations, and more. Some of David's recent leadership highlights include briefings from top NASA administrator and his senior leadership team, working with multi-billion-dollar organizations. He was appointed as a board member for the Human Resources Leadership Forum, HRLF, chaired the programs committee for HRLF, and trained thousands of NASA, Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine leaders. In his spare time, this is the part he's excited about, Dave is a certified martial arts instructor and practitioner that enjoys traveling around the country, working with top experts. And I don't know if everybody's maybe caught the presentation that was in 2012 on Krav Maga, but Dave also has the notable distinction of being the chapter's first speaker to employ live on-stage fighting and weapons use during an actual PMI event. So, with that, we have Dave Gerber. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was great. I need a hard copy of that, if I can get it to show my mother-in-law, because she's never heard any of those things. That's so good. Good night, how's everybody doing? Good? All right, so we're going to have an interactive presentation tonight, so I hope you're ready to join me with that. You know, before I left home, I said to my wife, I said, in your wildest dreams, did you ever imagine I'd be traveling all across the country working with top experts in their field, brilliant people? And she cut me off and she said, Dave, you weren't in my wildest dreams. So I was saying to my ex-wife the other day, yeah, we're going to have some fun tonight, folks. I hope that you understand, and some of you read the abstract about what we're here to talk about legacy. And it's a very important subject. And I thought that since everybody probably worked hard, they didn't need to have some heavy subject that would make them feel all depressed at their dinner. So I took a heavy subject and I'm going to make it light. We're going to have some fun. We're going to be interactive. And yet I hope that for this short amount of time, that maybe we can share this space doing something and talking about something that probably no one in the world is talking about right at this very moment like we are. So we're going to have some fun, but I don't want us to lose the moment, and hopefully you'll have something special for you when you leave tonight that you'll be thinking about for just more than the next 12 to 24 hours. So however you get to work every day, right, and I know the Metro's not looking that good anymore. Some of you are coming from long distances. I thought that when we got that new 14 miles of 495, that expressway, every one of us was going to get a new sports car, but it didn't work out. More of us are driving things like this, I think, regularly. Regardless, when you walk into work as a project manager, most of us are thinking about things like people and resources and projects, even conflict, which happens to be one of my favorite subjects to talk about. Some of you sick people are thinking about milestone charts and work breakdown structures before you've even gotten in there. And you know who you are. And you know who you are. But my hope and my objective for tonight, in the limited amount of time we have, is to think about our legacy before the light switch gets flicked. Whether it's in our life or it's in the life of someone important to us or someone close, a friend or family, the reality of it is that at some point it will happen. So we have to think about our legacy, and I would encourage you tonight to be thinking about it more actively, to put it on the radar, to be thinking about your life, what's important to you, and when you're gone, what do you want to have left behind that speaks to who you were? So tonight we're going to talk about that. I mean, think about it. Everyone always says, what's your leadership philosophy? And philosophy is good, because if somebody comes and pins the rose on you to be the project manager of the next team, right, and they say, what's your leadership philosophy, and you don't have an answer, they might be grabbing that rose back, right? If we can't even answer what our leadership philosophy is. And we think about leadership philosophy in terms of how are we going to manage people and resources, how are we going to lead? And I would offer that legacy might actually be a greater anchor for us to be thinking about with how we want to live our lives, how we want to manage and work with the people we see every day, how we want to be seen as a leader. Do we hear the words, I want to be on her team, I want to be on his team? And I think that's something more permanent and something that we actually can think about and craft and create before we start each day and live with each day. So I'd like to show you something. I wrote a film. It's about a 6-minute film. It's one of my, I guess it's a piece of my legacy. And it's each of the themes in here connects to a theme for you as a project manager. So I'd invite you to enjoy this. The whole film is made with moving sand. And then I would like you to think about what connections that you see from the film that connect back to your life as a project manager. So enjoy.